folks. It's me. It's good old Reverend Ordo. How's everybody doing this fine morning? Myself, I'm doing good. Got a cup of coffee. Need to go get a refill here in a bit. I just want to get to a point here real quick. You know, we are all fans. We, as a society, are fans of particular certain films. Films that we've seen the first time that caught our eye, that really got into our heads and in our hearts. Movies that you wouldn't think it's telling you something. It's telling you something. See, for me, my movies that I watch and like, V for Vendetta, Shooter, The Manchurian Candidate, the original and remake. Let's see here. Let's see here. There are movies I've seen that really caught my eye here, and Bourne trilogy, the Bourne trilogy, that really hits you. The Fugitive with Harrison Ford. Clockwork Orange. 2001 Space Odyssey. Eyes Wide Shut. The Shining. Now, there were... here we go. This movie was done by Orson Welles. Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane. Videodrome. They Live. Dawn of the Dead. Right? Scanners. The first one. The Thing. First one. The original. Now, these movies I've seen multiple times. Can't stop watching, because the absolute craze. Now, the original of the Manchurian Candidate. What is a Manchurian Candidate? It is someone who goes through... Now, this will be the time around MK Naomi and MK Ultra. The whole mind control thing. From 1953 to 1973, for 20 years, this program, Sidney Gottlieb was the one that really was involved in this shit. Now, the remake with Liev Schreiber and Denzel Washington really further, okay, of what a Manchurian Candidate is. Now, V for Vendetta, I've seen it multiple times. That's like one of my all-time favorite movies of it deals with, now at the time, 400-500 years ago, Guy Fawkes was part of a collaboration of people that wanted to blow up the Parliament to really remove a Protestant king. The Protestant king, because they wanted to put in a Catholic king and remove the Protestant king. The Protestant king was, in their eyes, a demonic gerbil on crack. Or a meth. Anybody in that kind of power, whether you're a monarchy, whether you're a business executive that really thinks his shit didn't stink, all that crap. Government politicians that have their hands in everything, and they get kickbacks from government contractors, corporations, big pharma, big tech, big whatever it is. Anything big. Tech, oil, pharma, you name it. For example, Elizabeth Warren, a.k.a. Pocahontas, and Bernie Sanders, they get paid by big pharma, pharmaceutical companies. We all know that when RFK Jr. was testifying, Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren herself, Pocahontas, were questioning him. Pocahontas herself asked RFK Jr. if he was going to sue and go after the pharmaceutical companies, big pharma. Why? It's because Pocahontas herself, Elizabeth Warren, and Bernie Sanders were getting kickbacks from big pharma. And you see the face of Bernie Sanders. No, that's not true. I don't get the money from big pharma. No. And when they get that like that, for a fact they're getting kickbacks, right? Bernie Sanders is an independent. He ain't no Democrat or a Republican. He's an independent that ran as a Democrat. The reason why he got screwed was nobody in America wants a socialist president of the United States. Socialism kills. So does communism. So does Marxism. Okay? Capitalism is like a two-sided coin. A yin and a yang, Now, when you look at The Fugitive, right? The Fugitive. I've seen The Fugitive with Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford, which we all know, he was Han Solo in Star Wars, and Indiana Jones in Indiana Jones movies, Played a good part as Dr. Richard Kimball. He made the movie good. I'll tell you what, Harrison Ford and Tommy Lee Jones, dude, those two guys made the movie damn good. And this was 32 years ago when it came out in 1993. I got the VHS tape of it. The Fugitive exposes corruption within the medical field. And once you see the movie from beginning, middle, end, plot, twist, the whole thing revolves around corruption in the medical field. Corruption within the world of medicine. Okay? The Fugitive. And when you look at Clockwork Orange, Stanley Kubrick exposes of what psychotropic drugs does to a person. Okay, and dude, Andy Roddy McDowell? No, Malcolm McDowell. Plays it good. He even played good Malcolm McDowell did pretty good in the first two Halloween movies that Rob Zombie did. Malcolm McDowell did a good job in those two films that Rob Zombie made. You know, like, dude, here's an actor who was in The Cat People, who was in Clockwork Orange. Dude, man, like, fuck, you know. Caligula. You know. You know. These movies that I'm talking about exposes the truth of historical shit, man. You know, like Shooter with Mark Wahlberg, man. The thing is, it exposes corruption of where stealing of resources like oil, diamonds, cobalt, lithium from African and countries like Afghanistan, Pakistan, all because when you look at Afghanistan, they found a cave with lithium worth $1 trillion, man. Like, dude, you know, and it's about corporations spending billions of dollars, man. Billions of dollars. Like, for example, Vanguard and what was it name? Vanguard and BlackRock both own a company that got mining rights to mine in Asheville, North Carolina. That's why the governor of the state says we're not going to rebuild. Why? Hurricane Helene went through that area. We're talking about parts of Tennessee, Virginia, Asheville, North Carolina, right? Parts of Florida, parts of Atlanta, Georgia. A good majority of Tennessee and North Carolina got hit the hardest, man, you know. Lives were lost, total lives lost, more than the lives lost on 9/11, right? So they're still finding bodies. They're still finding, you know, but the governor says we're not going to rebuild. Why? You know? Oh, that's right. BlackRock and Vanguard own a company that got mining rights to mine lithium and cobalt. Holy fucking shit, man. And so the governor of North Carolina is getting a kickback from BlackRock and Vanguard to not rebuild because the company got a mining right to mine for cobalt and lithium. Right? That's like the governor of Hawaii says, we're not going to rebuild Lahaina and Maui. Why? Because he wants to build smart cities. We want to compete with China so we could watch our people, so we could have surveillance on our own people because we want to be there hoping that they don't rise up against us. Too bad, motherfucker. Too bad. Look, the governors need to be recalled. Because our governor here in California, Governor Newsom, he's a fucking asshole. Every time when there's an election, there's always a Democrat versus a Democrat. There's never a Democrat versus a Republican because the Democrats want to hold on to the state and choke its life out, you know. Right now, here in California, there are counties turning fucking red. They're tired of this fucking blue shit, you know. Like the movie Shooter, Mark Wahlberg, right? His character was asked to do a job. And so he was sitting there doing the job, but all of a sudden he hear a pew, and he didn't do it. Found out later on they used a machine that's remote controlled and fired upon by a remote control. He was framed. They needed a fall guy. And who did they shoot? They shoot someone in office. Okay? The scene, a cop comes in, tries to shoot at Mark Wahlberg's character. Guy didn't even fire a shot. The cop was involved. He was paid off, or part of this whole shit, And it's a big mind fuck, Big mind fuck, Huge mind fuck. And there are so many rabbit holes, it will fuck your mind up, man. Watch it from beginning, middle, end, plot, twist. Like, man, this is fucking nuts, dude, Fucking nuts, man. But these movies, now some say, well, some people say, well, some movies, some comic books, some video games, some more just only tell you just a little bit of the truth. A little bit, just a little bit of the truth. Well, bullshit. Mentoring Candidate, V for Vendetta, The Fugitive, shit, Scanners, Clockwork Orange, 2001: The Space Odyssey, all Eyes Wide Shut, all these movies that are made. It's like, dude, man, fuck, Videodrome. No, that one, holy crap. That one was like the biggest foot that kicked the nuts of every politician and every studio head in the fucking nuts. Because, like, dude, Videodrome was about media manipulation, media sensationalism, and all that bullshit. Like, man, Videodrome with James Woods. That dude is a complete. I tell you what, man, dude, man, one of my favorite actors, man. I tell you what, dude. One of my favorite actors, man. Really, just ballsy dude, man. Ballsy dude. When you look at They Live, John Carpenter, man, They Live, just like Dawn of the Dead, consumerism, corporate conformity and shit, all that, Corporations want you to conform. All that bullshit, all that bullshit. In the 1920s, before Eyes Wide Shut, in the 1920s, a director and producer was found dead. Okay? Because they did a movie about the Illuminati. They did a movie about, the hoity-toity of party life of the elites. And exposing the inner workings of, you had studio heads, you had politicians, you had media and corporate elites, all in this party here who are Illuminati, Luciferians, Jesuits and all other shit. In a party, and the director and producer were found dead. Why were they found dead? Well, it's like, you're not supposed to show what the elites do behind closed doors. Stanley Kubrick risked his life. I mean, his entire life to do the movie Eyes Wide Shut, And, man. Dude, man. He died 7 days after the movie was released. Mysteriously died. Tell you what, man. These movies that I'm talking about, like RoboCop, right? RoboCop, the first one. It exposes corporatism taking over and take over and make it their own. Corporations that took over a police department create a division that will make a dead person, it's like a dead cop or someone, into a robot. It's kind of, what's that term? Transhumanism, in a way. Okay. Hey Joe, how you doing, man? Talking about movies that tell the truth that were censored, my friend. Yeah, RoboCop, the movie, like V for Vendetta, and all these movies that tell the truth were censored, by studio heads and politicians. Like, for example, Network, back in 1977 or 78, that really exposes how TV is used to reprogram the mind, Oh yeah, I've seen it a few times, and it really exposes how TV reprograms your mind, and not a lot of people are watching TV. They're not, I haven't watched TV in almost 10 years. Almost 10 years. I do this mostly. I do this, and I mean, there are good movies that really push the buttons, that really hits the pulse button on society, man. Just. Yeah, that spawned two sequels, and damn good movie, man. I tell you what, damn good movie. Liam Neeson, I think that's his best one he's done since when he played Ra's al Ghul in the first Batman movie with Christian Bale. Sons of Freedom, that one scared a lot of people. It scared the elites. It scared the media. It scared studios. It scared that movie alone scared politicians, corporate elites, media players. You need the whole shebang, you know. And theaters try so damn hard to not even show this movie because it hit a nerve so much that it constantly hit the pulse button every time. And it grows over $100 million. $100 million, you know. And tell you what, man. I tell you what. That movie got hit hard. You know, because some elite members were on that Epstein list, and those are the ones that wanted the movie to be gone, like completely gone off the map here, you know. And you had members of the media, politicians, studio heads, just going ape shit over this film, man. Like, and they're all on the Epstein list. They're all on the list, man. And it really, scared a lot of people to leave, man. Media, politicians, studio heads, you name it, the whole shebang, you know. Corporate CEOs, corporate executives, all that shit, you know. And, yeah. I mean, it really hit the nerve, you know, on society, man, I tell you. You know, one of the movies, Seymour Hoffman played it pretty good, and it was about the cult of Scientology, and just really exposed the cult itself. It's not a church; it's a cult. You know? So I mean, it's just really out there, you know. And tell you what, anybody who's member of the elite should be terrified. Should be fucking terrified, man. I tell you what, dude. You know. But yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, any kind of movie that really exposes the truth, you know. I mean, like, really has the balls, the cojones, the huevos to truth. I would say put the entire staff of those movies as not just casting a movie, but also basically whistleblowers, you know. If you're making a movie that is like beginning, middle, end, plot, twist, right down to the T, whistleblower protection, man. I mean, shit, dude. I mean, come on now. I mean, because the thing is, there's been over the decades, there's been like producers, directors, set designers, all anybody who's involved in a movie have been killed. You know, for example, American Me. 4 people that were involved in making the movie were found dead, and found dead in a barrel. You know, in dissolving fluid, you know, dead, you know. The movie American Me exposes the inner workings of the ME, the Mexican mafia, you know. But someone wasn't careful in making the movie. They were not careful at all. There was one scene that really pissed off a lot of people in the Mexican mafia, but also in other Hispanic street gangs. Really pissed them off, man. And that one scene costed people four people their lives, man. And it scared the crap out of James. Was it Edward James Olmos? If you remember the show Miami Vice, man. And Battlestar Galactica, he was in, but these movies that do tell the truth are being censored, man. But they're censored by editing out about 7 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, to editing a whole scene because someone got scared, or a studio would take it and edit, say, an hour worth of stuff, because they didn't like what they see, Dawn of the Dead, a classic of the 80s, man. A classic. Evolves around consumerism. Takes place in this mall. And you see people at these malls doing the things they did when they were alive. When they were mentally alive, And because George A. Romero, oh yeah, the Mexican government, and the cartels in business. They're in business together, There's a Enrique Camarena, they call him Kiki, and he was an undercover DEA agent going undercover in Mexico, and yeah. All right.
Don't hang up, just first check it.
Where'd you put it?
What?
Where'd you put it?
Put it on the pillow or something.
I see it.
Okay.
It's on the pillow. Yeah.
How's the girl doing?
Good.
No fighting?
No.
Okay, well, we'll see you in a little bit.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. Well, it's really out of when you think about all those and also the drug shit, back in the 80s, you had Barry Seals. He was the I think Tom Cruise was the wrong guy to pick because Barry Seals was not skinny. He was stocky as fuck, man. Come on. Because Barry Seals was this guy. He was a former Air Force pilot. Worked for an airline where he was a pilot and stuff, and he Oh yeah, he was. He was a. I mean, the guy made billions of dollars. Made billions of dollars. During the drug trade. And was it Gary Webb wrote a book, and he was found dead in a bathtub where allegedly he shot himself twice in the head. Like, how? I mean, what happened? The first shot didn't work, so I mean, the guy worked for the San Jose Mercury newspaper in San Jose. Then he went freelance. Who was it? Jeremy Renner played him in a movie. Great film, by the way. Been a while, and I think the one movie that would really do some damage, and also open up a lot of people's eyes. A movie about organized gang stalking. People need to have their eyes opened. I'll tell you what. That would definitely open up a lot of eyes, man. I'm not a target. I'm not someone that's getting targeted or whatever that is. I'm just a guy whose friend who is. Who has friend? I have a friend who is a targeted individual. And I learned a lot from her, and she's a dear friend. And Robert Duncan is the sole problem here. It's his fault, not yours, my friend. It never was your fault. You were a victim of this bullshit. And I mean, you are one of many victims of his program that needs to be really opened up to. Hey, look, this is what's happening to me. This is what's happening to others. And I'm not a TI. I'm not TI at all. There never was, but I learned from a friend of mine that is a target individual. And the more I watched, some of the videos I've seen, really opened up my eyes as a regular individual. Sometimes we need to really open up our eyes and our minds to realize what Robert Duncan did really is a crime against humanity, man. It ain't your fault. It ain't my friend's fault. It ain't the fault of David A. or Hawley. It ain't the fault of suppressive awareness. It ain't his fault. Miss Lorraine, it ain't her fault. Because you're all victims here, And you're trying to live your life the best way you can. And you guys are going through hell here, man. It's like, dude, it's hell. Hell on high water, man, But there needs to be a movie to expose this shit, Documentaries. But it needs to be done by independent that knows nothing of this, but as well as making the documentary, but also learn along the way, because to understand, because look at Brian too. He's also a victim too. Is it his fault? No, because he's just a victim as you are, my friend. I don't blame you for being angry. For me, I don't blame anybody for being angry, for being in this spot to begin with. To me, I say it's bullshit. It is bullshit. Freeway Wrecker Ross was a plant. Yeah, he was, but also he made money. He also made money doing it too. It's just really at a point when you think about, okay, like, why is this guy doing it? Because, well, the CIA, like, from Vietnam, right? They smuggling in poppy crops for what? Heroin. It all started in Vietnam. Yeah, Vietnam. And, oh yeah, I seen the one where a friend of mine sent me a link to this film. I seen it, and at the end of the movie, the guy learned that it was his sister that was involved in this shit. She was the one that was pulling the strings. And I was like, holy shit. That is the biggest mindfuck, man. Like, holy crap. The biggest mindfuck is this guy's sister was the one pulling the strings. Like, holy shit. So I'm sitting there, my mind's like, whew, just, I'm sitting there like, man, this guy is going through hell. And his sister is the one in the end of the movie, like, fuck. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah. I did a second video on the entire thing of gang stalking. I wanted to really get out there because, I want to be kind of not just getting out there, but also learn along the way myself, because I'm not a target individual. I'm a regular guy, A friend of mine is a target individual. Some of you may know who she is, but I'll mention her name. There's a guy that even you may know, my friend, who's really doing more harm than good in the community. He's homeless. He's live every day, 2-3 hours a day. Constantly doxing my friend. Doing the smear campaign on her. It all started with Miss Lorraine. Yeah, it all started with Miss Lorraine reading my friend's testimony, and it was done pretty good. And after it was read, he got pissed off. Why get pissed off? It's just telling your story. So people will understand. And it's doing more harm than good, man. It's like, dude. And it's doing more harm than good in the community. Again, it's not your fault. It's Robert Duncan's fault. He's the one that created this program for the CIA and shit like that. It's a crime against humanity. Exactly, my friend. Exactly. 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 On the nose, my friend. On the nose. On the nose. Yeah. You gotta be careful. Yeah. Everybody has to be careful. Stay away from the rabbit hole. Yeah. Yeah. I don't claim to be a TI. I don't. Because that's not my thing. I'm just a guy who's a shadow and a glitch. That's all I am. No more, no less. You know. All I am is a glitch and a shadow. That's all I am. True. I just wish you guys safe, man. I just wish you guys safe. I mean, again, you know, what happened to Myra May? You know, I mean, that's a scary thing here, man. You know, I pray to you guys to be safe. I mean, I'm willing to be an ear to anybody who wants to, who wants to tell their story. You know, I'm willing to listen. You know, yeah, yeah. I would say you're a individual. You're a human being. You know. And again, I wish you complete safety, my friend. Complete safety. You know. Again, it ain't your fault, man. Never was, never will be your fault. You're a victim of this thing, man. Robert Duncan, he's up there in his ivory tower with that super delight smile and that plausible of deniability up there, just smile up there while everybody down here is pointing fingers. Oh, you're this, you're this, you're this, you're this, you're this, you're this. No, everybody's a victim. Everybody's a victim here, you know. And it's coverted, organized, and it's bullshit, you know. You guys are victims here, you know. There's doxing, smearing, slander, defaming, snitching. Why are you willing to snitch on another person who's in the same position? You're all victims here, man. Like, I mean, you guys are stronger together than you are apart individually. You know. I mean, it is harassment. It is defamation. It is slander. You know, I mean, how many people died so far? I don't know. Isn't people being harassed, targeted, slandered, defamed? You know, it's not good. You know, and it needs to be stopped. But the thing is, this year you're in will be considered crimes against humanity, but also it violates the Nuremberg Code. This whole shit that you're going through is a violation of the Nuremberg Code. Okay, you're being forced this upon you without your permission. It violates the Nuremberg Code, but also it violates crimes against humanity, my friend. It's the same scenario as an MK Naomi, MK Ultra, you know, and you're all victims of it. It ain't your fault, you know. I think it's really at a point, you know. No, I don't wish anything bad to you on anybody. I wish good and safety for you because, again, you guys are all victims of this bullshit. While the ass up there, he's just up there in his ivory tower whacking off to enjoyment of you guys just in this position. Human rights violation, crimes against humanity, and a violation of the Nuremberg Code. And it's bad. It's bad, man. You know. But it's good to see you, my friend. It's good to have a conversation with you. It's great, man. You know, I wish everybody's safety, man. I tell you what, you know. We're almost an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Reverend Ordo, and this has been the Anonymous Mando'Ade Network. And if you're new to this channel, subscribe, comment below, please share this video. Always live healthy, happy, and wise. I love you guys. And I mean wise, man. Wise. Use your brain, guys. Use your head. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Godspeed. I want to thank you, my friend, Average Joe, for being here. Thank you for commenting, my friend. I wish everybody in this be safe. Be safe, you know, because you're all victims in this. It ain't your fault. Robert Duncan, go fuck yourself, dude. And Buddha bless. Godspeed.